Thank you for listening to Lone Star Community Radio. This program was broadcasted and recorded live from the LSCR studios in downtown Conroe, Texas. Lone Star Community Radio is supported by listeners like you. Donate and sponsor today. For more information on getting involved with Lone Star Community Radio, contact us at lscrstudios@gmail.com or visit us online at www.irlonestar.com.
Welcome to the Texas Ticket Show. This is Armando, and I'm with Kayla Michelle, singer-songwriter here from the Montgomery County, Harris County area.
Yeah, Harris County, Montgomery, just the county. We're here. How you doing today?
I'm fantastic.
Good.
I'm blessed to have you on the show.
I'm very, very grateful to be here. Thank you so much.
We got an opportunity to meet, and we had a window of opportunity for you to come help us co-host on the show, and I appreciate you volunteering.
I know. I'm very grateful. Thank you so much. It's gonna be a good time.
Definitely grateful to have you, and we have a good show lined up. I hope to be a great show. I don't really know yet. What if something happens?
I think it's gonna be
What
great.
if the power goes out?
We're gonna make it happen.
Kayla, we have Twisted Parrot Luxury RV Resort on Lake Conroe from Walden Road. The one of the owners, Rachel Newton, I believe. She'll be on the show. Tell us all about that and how I destroyed her last name, if that's the case. But she'll be here today to tell us all about the business and what she does there and all that stuff. And coincidentally, we met there. You were performing
yes,
there.
The grand opening.
Mm-hmm. And we also met you at the 2017 Tequila Margarita Crawfish Cook-Off Competition Festival.
Yes, we did.
Yeah, and that was a trade dealer event out there in Old Town Spring years ago. 2016, 2017?
Yes, I think it was 17, yeah.
Yeah, and you performed there as well?
I did.
That's fantastic.
Yeah.
Well, I'm eager to share that, and I didn't want to say that was, I found you. But I found you. And anyway, I felt like, wow, everybody I think got a little step back by the music. We really were well entertained. And
that really warms my heart.
It was very enjoyable. It was very good, and I immediately ran over and asked you to come on our show. I didn't picture you as the co-host.
I know, but heck, if this job's open, I might just quit my day job and do this.
Right. Yeah, but tell me about your day job. You do, are you for hire? Do you do private parties?
So I sing. That's obviously my passion. And first off, I just want to thank Lone Star Community Radio and Texas Ticket for having me here today. I'm very, very grateful to be here. But for work, the dream is to be a singer, right? And get to entertain and change people's life through music. Yeah. But full-time day job, I actually oversee Texas and part of Louisiana for a loading arms manufacturer. So
okay,
we provide the loading arms that go into like a rail car when chemicals come into refineries. Yeah. Our arm goes in, takes the chemical out, and puts the chemical in.
Do these people know you can sing?
They do. They're hoping I don't quit one day.
How do they know? Do they have seen you? You've told them?
They've seen me. Yeah, they're definitely supportive.
You perform at the Christmas party?
Yeah, and they came down for the Houston rodeo. I was there. Nice. So they're supportive. So yeah.
You were at the rodeo?
I was there all 3 nights, yes.
Man, that's awesome.
Yeah, it was really awesome.
Well, again, we have also Freddy Goerges, the CEO of Houston Young Professionals and a personal mentor of mine here in the studio. And I wanted to go ahead and get this show started and welcome him into the studio.
Yes.
Freddy Goerges, welcome to the show. Welcome to the show.
Hello, thank you, and welcome for having me.
Oh man, I am so excited. And I'll proceed this with we're friends. We know, he's a good friend of mine and a mentor first and foremost, right? And then I think we just through the years got to know each other well and understand, one, how we could benefit each other in business and other things. And and you just came out of the box so many times and just proved yourself a winner over and over and still do it. I'm not even sure what we should share. I'm
excited. You got me excited.
Well, everybody's going to know.
You told me you were coming on the show and I was like, man, this guy sounds great.
They're all going to know.
Talk me up.
Yeah.
Well, Freddie, I've seen you do some amazing things for some profiles from hitting that 3 or 4 million mark in LinkedIn, and your followings are, massive. You run in the 3rd largest city of the United States and supporting business in there and helping folks integrate their business and sort of acclimate to what could be overwhelming. It's Houston. Where do I start? Mm-hmm. How do you help these folks? What do you do, and how does Houston Young Professionals get these guys?
All about you.
Yeah.
Well, sure. So with LinkedIn, talking about the followings that I have and the impressions and the views that we're able to achieve, and other social media outlets, but specifically with LinkedIn, it is one of the greatest tools and resources out there for social, professional, business networking.
Sure. Mm-hmm.
Facebook, Instagram, TikTok, they're great for certain kind of engagement, but with LinkedIn, it's a true business professional networking that you get out of it. And, you asked me, how do I do it? It's all about consistency and persistence. You're constantly creating, constantly engaging, putting out content that's going to be of great value to other people that's out there, and uplifting the community that you're around.
Yeah. Well, in a lot of ways, I have some, and again, I seek some counsel with you on a regular basis, and whenever I reach a challenge, and I'm so comfortable doing it, and I think you're just a comfortable person to talk to. I don't really feel like Armando is special, but maybe I am. But
You're special.
You are special.
You're special.
But I think that you just have this way about you, and I know we share a lot of things with our faith and with our walk and,
Yes.
and how we live our lives, and so it made us real comfortable in a lot of discussions. But there's a lot of just weird gray areas, and one of them, I'll give you an example, and I'll go with an extreme here, I guess. Like I always want to talk about bringing faith into the things I do, because I'm so grateful to have the Lord's support for stuff.
100%.
But how do you do it? It's still about me, it's always about me, and it's just difficult to do. And so one of the, and then when you do, it's like, oh, I'm only praying to, so you think I'm Christian, so you watch my show or come to my place or eat my food or buy my products, but somebody has to shepherd people. Somebody has to, there's so many people talking about and preaching for what's not his way. But the challenge, I think, is really how do you integrate it in business tactfully to let them know, hey, I am a Christian, but you don't need to do business with me because of that. But you need to understand that I'm amongst those to choose. How does that?
It is a impactful and powerful way to connect with individuals. There's been, many studies, many research, many strategies of how to connect with individuals. Humor is a good one to connect with individuals. But if you can find a way and read the room, read the right people, and at the right moment, interjecting some faith actions, not just words, but faith actions.
Right.
Definitely helps out. And believe it or not, ask someone if once you've read that room right or read the individual right, ask if you can pray for that person.
Yeah.
I think that's a good idea.
People don't have that done to them at all, really. And it's been it's been a blessing to do it for others. You catch them at a surprise. I haven't yet had someone say, no, don't pray for me.
Yeah.
True,
yeah.
But,
That's great, honestly.
there's lots of different kinds of people out there in this world. There's people that are leaders. There are people that wants to be next to the leader. And there's people that are comfortable just following or don't want to do anything at all. And when you talk about how you bring faith into it, be that person who leads. Lead with your faith. And one of the things I love about networking in the industry that I'm in, we have Houston Young Professionals, 30,000 members. We have Houston Business Expo, brings over 2,000 attendants. And you lead, and I lead through the spirit of friendship. That's how I network. That's how I meet people. And that's how you can bring your faith into your business, is by having the spirit of friendship. Be a giver first versus being a taker first.
Yeah.
Be a good listener versus being a good one-upper, and always trying to outperform someone. If someone has the light on them, let them have the light on them. There's plenty of light for everybody.
Yeah. And I appreciate that. And I know it's a challenge for a lot of people because it seems contradictory. It seems like a difficult, but the people not working in his name, I think, tend to trend hard. They don't have any problem expressing we're all going to do this today, or this is the agenda. It's just contradictory. They're very strong in that dissemination, hey, this is going to happen, and with no regard, and I get that too, but I don't hold it against them, nor would I expect anybody to, well, since you have faith, we're going to hold that for you, and I really, that's not the point, not at all. It's just, I'm grateful for my day, for who I am and what I have already have and who I've already been, with no expectation for tomorrow. I just need to find mercy and gratitude for the days that are already passed and that I know I probably don't deserve.
Being grateful definitely helps you get through the day.
Yeah.
And that gratitude helps bring in the spirit of joy, helps usher in that spirit of joy.
Yes.
Because if you're not grateful, then you're disgruntled, right? You're upset or maybe just at a push with contentment, and God made us to be fearless and, made us to be warriors and just given us a mouth but 2 ears to listen to as well,
Being strong.
I think too it goes back to consistency, right? I think that if you come out and you're a consistent good person, a consistent Christian, if that's what you believe in, which I do, right? Thank you for our Lord Jesus Christ. I think that you don't be afraid. You let people know where you stand, and the people that want to engage and the people that need it will come to you. It's not so much you're pushing it on them, but you're letting them know, hey, I'm here. If you're interested, I'll pray over you. Let's talk about it. And the ones that are not will take it gracious enough, like, thank you for bringing that up, but I'm not
I think everybody wants to be good. Everybody, I think they want to be good. I think
we would like to hope. Yes.
And to add on to yours statement, you don't need everybody to get you.
Exactly.
I mean, it would be great if everybody got you.
It would be great.
Well, listen, not everybody got Jesus.
Nope.
Not everybody got the Pope. Not everybody got, at any given time, the President of the United States.
Yes.
And that's fine. You don't need everybody to get you, just the right people.
Yeah.
And the right people that do get you will support you, will also lift you up, bring you business.
100%.
They'll just be that a resource for you. So
it even goes back to LinkedIn. I'm sorry, I'm probably one of the biggest believers of LinkedIn that there is. I've been in sales and marketing for 20 years, and I think the best tactic I've ever had. And I'm a huge networker. I used to help run the Woodlands Young Entrepreneurs Network back in the day. But I think LinkedIn is where it's at. It's having the right approach, the right delivery. It's not a pitch. You cannot go out with, hi, my name is Kayla, and I work at blah, blah, blah. If you're like, hey, Freddie, how's your day going? I see you live in Houston. I'm out in Spring area. People are going to want to interact. And then you're able to say, well, this is what I do. Can we connect or not? Great. But people are more willing to type than they will call and talk.
They're willing to do more behind that screen on the keyboard.
It's a warrior.
And
Keyboard
one
warrior.
way I found that it's great to engage that audience. It's not necessarily by the content that you put out there, but it's how you engage on the content that they are putting out there.
100%.
Are you edifying them?
Everyone wants to be
So
heard.
if you can
Let them
edify
talk.
someone online or in person, being edified always feels great.
Yes.
Now, I've seen some I don't know, just tactical is for the sake of, I don't know, I'm wrong grammatics, but I really feel your strategies, your tactics, your style of approach when it comes to your linens and lace, your oil and gas, your medical expos, and some of your other things you do in and around the city of Houston and surrounding areas there that a lot of folks in the Montgomery County area market to, the third largest city in the United States, to provide for this county. We depend on that correlation of business, and a lot of folks that work in Harris live in Montgomery County. So it is a definitely a place that people would want to go to for the sake of business, such as cities where originally the idea was
Correct.
take all our goods to the city, bring it down the mountain, I mean, whatever the case may be. It's down the mountain. So you have a Houston Business Expo coming up. And let's talk, before we talk about the expo itself, how do you promote this? And I know right now you're months out and you're already preceded almost 100% occupancy of this event. With how do you make these things so successful? A little advice for some of the folks that do these type of events.
So, doing these type of events or doing anything, I think a lot of people are looking for perfection versus just a good start or just starting at all. And the way I do is I start by planning a year ahead. So I've given this a full 12-month, marketing strategy. And the other thing that I can say about it is as we approach closer to the day, I have a phrase called "market like a maniac."
Okay.
Okay.
And it's just that obsessive OCD type of mindset. I'm putting out the touch points, the campaigns out on a Monday, hitting 100, 200,000 contacts, doing the same thing again on a Friday, rinse and repeat the very next week. I'm putting out there on various social media platforms. I'm also putting out there in text message campaigns too as well. And so you have to hit, there's not one silver bullet. I've done radio before. I've done other print ads. I've done TV even. But the best marketing that I've found so far is acquiring and curating a great database of emails and contacts and cell phone numbers, because you own that asset, and it's an asset. You own it. And I've built up an Eventbrite page where I have thousands of followers, so they get notified as soon as an event happens. I manage my costs on what does it cost me to do the outbound email marketing and the text marketing, because it can get pretty expensive. To give you an example, MailChimp and Constant Contact, I don't use them, but when I did, it cost me over $500 to $800 just to warehouse 50 to 70,000 emails without even sending out a campaign.
Wow.
I've been able to cut that a fifth, so a little over $100 now.
Okay.
And the way I do it and the way I approach it is that I plan for a full year. I have a system. I trust the system. I follow the system. And it's just soft touch points the first 6 months, and then the next 6 months, I pick up the cadence of how often I'm putting out the campaigns.
Okay. And man, I have seen some other out of box strategies, and anytime I've had questions, you've had such amazing advice. And I know we can't share all those little details, and I'm not sure I want to. I mean, some of them are on the cusp, but that's me, right? But when you open up your portfolio, your mind, and you give this at like the Business Expo, are you available for like to come talk to you about this kind of business advice? Do you offer this to people that are seeking?
I offer strategy sessions, workshops.
Okay.
On how to do online networking, lead generation, building digital assets such as landing pages and websites, and social media pages as well. So those are what those workshops look like, and we do probably an hour to 3 hours of a session time, because it can take that amount of time just to identify what you do really good, what your message is, and how to get that in front of the mass audience. And then the third step is how to do all that under budget, and to actually go into the creative mode and create those assets that day during that workshop. So that's why it could take up to 3 hours.
Yeah. And you're visiting with a lot of return folks. So when you're looking to fill the booths at the Business Expo, these are a lot of guys that are just
a lot of repeats.
Repeat customers.
Do you do a speech there? Do you like speak? Is there like a stage and at this moment where Freddy Goerges gives you the
So at the expos,
like seminars?
The way it's designed, there's not a speaking session.
Okay.
It is truly a networking business expo, a journal business expo, if you will. The main focus point is B2B businesses.
And it's packed. I've gone to a few of these.
Yeah.
Gina Rodriguez, our old co-host here at the show, that has volunteered here and still does from time to time. She went with us to one of your business expos and really was blown away.
Yeah.
I
We
mean,
had
a
over
packed
2,000
house.
attendants.
Yeah. Packed house. I mean, everybody was sweating to the last minute, and while we're packing, people are coming in for the first time.
Yes.
Like
I
at
was
the
gonna say,
end.
it's probably growing. It's repeat customers and then
It is.
growing new customers.
Well, we've grown since Houston. We launched 5 years ago. We've grown to Lafayette, Louisiana.
Wow.
Bryan College Station, San Antonio, and we have plans in 2026 to be in Austin and Dallas.
That's amazing.
And you're staying with family in the Huntsville area now for a while, yeah. And old alma mater, Sam Houston State, and beautiful area. How are you enjoying Huntsville?
I really enjoy it, and I enjoy the business model that the Business Expo gives me and provides, and the Houston Young Professionals as well, because we're doing a lot of digital marketing.
Yeah.
And so it allows me to work from home. It allows me to
great.
work remote. So anywhere there's internet access, I can do the work that is required and spend the rest of the day with family or other activities that I like to do.
And your expo changes location from time to time? All of them are in different places, or do you like the same facility?
The facility that I have right now is the Norris Conference Center at City Center
Oh, that's a beautiful place.
in Houston.
Really pretty.
It's over by the hospital, right there on the freeway, corner of I-10 and the
Beltway.
Beltway.
I love
Yep.
City Center.
Yeah.
Yeah, beautiful place if you haven't been there. Right in front of the
Has
big
a great
hospital.
name recognition. The venue layout is nice, big rectangular space, over 7,000 square footage. I was using other venue space that were L shape or this long, narrow galley type of shape, and it just wasn't a good experience for the crowd as they were attending.
Equality was challenged by corners and things like that.
Correct.
Yeah.
By the actual physical layout.
Sure. Yeah, that's weird. But, I did like that it was nonstop. I came in with a normal, ramp up, ramp out kind of expectation, but it was go from the minute, and it was go to the finish.
So I've been and I've hosted all day expos or multiple day events. What I like about what we're doing here that's so different is that we start the event at 5 o'clock and we go and close at 9 o'clock.
Yeah.
It's on a weekday, so we're not competing against date night, family night, restaurant night, movie night, or
Still at work, just a long day.
Or any other activities. It's usually going to be on a Tuesday or Wednesday. And from 5 to 9, you don't have to take off from work. You can probably leave a little bit early, make sure you beat the traffic. But you can accommodate your work schedule. And because it's from 5 to 9 and not an all-day event, it is a constant buzz, a constant flow of people coming in through the front door and filling in out the big banquet hall.
Yeah, we're not having abstract thoughts and conversations about this event while we're in the booth because we're engaged the entire time.
Yes.
So, which is a great place to be. And I really enjoyed the event. The whole area, what's that place called? Park Center?
City Center.
City Center. Yeah, it is gorgeous. Some of the top stores in the nation are there. I mean, it is like so woodland.
Restaurants. It's beautiful. Yeah.
Yeah,
It's
got that charm. And it's got all the upscale stores, hotels, restaurants, dining, you name it. It's down in there. So you can make a day of it. The family could go find plenty to do while Dad has to go to work. Yeah. There's that. They can shop all 4 hours, 3 hours, 5 to 9. Yeah, 4 hours. I think they'll make it.
I think
they get a dinner and then shop, and
Yes,
you can bring
for
your
sure.
family of 10 out there and probably have a great time till you finish up. So when is it?
It's May 21st.
Okay.
And again, from 5 to 9.
Okay.
We're sold out on exhibitor space. But if someone reached out to me today, they can find it on the website, thehoustonbusinessexpo.com. I might be able to make a concession, but it's probably going to be maybe one or two.
Yeah, and this is no desperate attempt to sell a last spot.
I'm actually sold out.
Yeah. So,
But
and you didn't even need to come here today. I asked my friend to come, and I've been begging you for months. So just to make sure it's in the right perspective with folks, that I'm very grateful you made your time in your day to come, and you're doing a lot of local work, doing some other stuff here in the community, working with different programs, different companies, and helping those folks out from Huntsville to Houston, and I think even further south than that. You ever work in some of the event programs out in the Galveston area, Texas City? You go south at all?
And again, my presence is going to be Houston, Bryan College Station, Lafayette, Louisiana, and San Antonio. But if I had a good idea and the resources, I'm willing to take a look at. If someone wants to put an event together and they want to,
you can support that.
Consult me with that, or partner up with me on that, then I'll be happy to take a look at it.
Yeah, but we get that limited based on if the muscle is the database and the database is Houston originated, then your strengths are in the Houston market.
That's right. But I've got the skill sets and the tools and resources to curate a database in any metro city.
That's fabulous. Is that how you're forging San Antonio and some of the new markets you're working in Louisiana?
Yes, sir.
That's fabulous.
I'm going to give you an example. When we were launching San Antonio, not San Antonio, but Lafayette, Louisiana, and Bryan College Station, their population is about 200,000. So that's probably the smallest space I want to go to in a city population. But we curated a database of about 100,000 contacts, and we did our email campaign, and no outbound calls, no much on social media, all email campaigns, and we brought in just nearly under 1,000 people.
That's fabulous.
For a debut event.
I'll tell you, Lafayette and Baton Rouge, to me, that little window, which they work together well. I think you'll be able to get that association all the way to the LSU and back, and get that that camaraderie together to do single events. But I would say that corridor, to me, is some of the best food in the continental U.S.
Oh,
absolutely.
100%.
I mean, the French
There's this place called Cousins. You guys ever been to Cousins?
Cousins.
You've been to Cousins? Oh, my
Teakins,
goodness. So
Teakins,
good.
Cousins, French Press, the Blue Dog Cafe. There are several in there that are just ridiculous. World class.
Rodrigo is the artist for the Blue Dog, and I was doing a Houston crawfish event for several years in a row, and I was using his Blue Dog because they had a crawfish on one of his artwork. So I got to meet them in person
cool.
as they told me to stop.
What a wonderful meeting.
But they gave me another piece of artwork that they did authorize that they said that I could use.
Oh, that's nice.
So
That's
it was
nice.
nice.
Okay, that's
and
cool.
I got a chance to tour their little pop-up museum, artwork museum that they had at the
To go to the restaurant, it's
West
like a
Houston.
pop-up museum too.
Yeah.
Oh, West Houston. Oh, wow, that's interesting. They reach out, But yeah, the art's super
So
famous.
it tells me my campaign, my marketing was working, right?
It's
Absolutely.
definitely working.
Yeah.
You're
Got their
good.
attention.
Yeah, you did.
I'm grateful I got to meet you today. Thank
Well,
you.
and I want to make sure that people know that they can reach out to you.
Yes.
And you can, if you patron as a guest of the Business Expo, you can come meet you, shake your hand.
And the Business Expo is free to attend for attendees.
Oh, nice.
As long as they register ahead of time at thebusinessexpo.com, they can come in and attend. If they want to come at the door, it's $20 at the door. But here's the thing. You're not going to go anywhere else and meet 100 or 1,000 people that have the spirit of friendship on their chest, that's willing, with their name tag, and willing to be open enough to meet you and have a conversation with you to learn about who you are and what you do. And that's what I love about what we do with these events, is that we provide that opportunity, we provide that time, that space, and it's a great experience for everybody involved.
Sure. And just so we, I don't want to take too much time because I know we're running short, but I did want to mention that you work in a lot of specific sectors, and oil and gas being one of those, the medical field being another, to support that industry. But I've seen you work in the real estate industry, and I know there's a lot of that going on here in our community because we're growing so quickly. Real estate's paramount. They're leading the program. They're in front of the charge. I mean, you got lenders, title offices, real
So
estate
many hands
agents.
touch the real estate industry.
I talked to the Montgomery County permitting office just yesterday, and when I called, they were they can do an actual record pull for me if I needed one. But they said off the cuff, I'll give you the gist. Since January 1, 4,500 multi-dwelling building permits for residential homes.
Wow.
Imagine 3 people per house.
And and talking about the permitting department and talking about hidden marketing strategies. So one of the market strategies that I did is I pulled out all the permits of people that paid their business taxes through Harris County, and guess what's included in that database? Their emails.
Nice, perfect.
And their phone numbers.
That's great.
And their business owners.
That's
So
fabulous.
the permitting department is a great resource to do some additional research
Yeah.
and data building.
And local chambers.
Local chambers, of
we can get
course.
the Conroe Lake Conroe Chamber will provide that information, and people volunteer it for the purpose of that communication, and they're looking forward to hearing from you and other people. They're trying to network. They're trying to build. We get calls all the time. People, where can I go to start networking? And then I'm like, looking at my thing going, man, there's 50 networking meetings this week. And I'm like, wow, that's a lot of networking. And then I get people that have no idea, completely oblivious on where and how to do it at all. So it's really nice to give some specifics. Like when we talk about a real estate networking event, oil and gas, a medical, that way they can be more apt to succeed when they go and not waste their time or get discouraged,
In Houston, there's an event going on practically every day of the year.
Yeah.
And what I've done with HoustonYoungProfessionals.com is I've curated it to be an events publication website. And my main focus are business networking events, Chamber of Commerce events, trade association events. But then also we have comedy events. We have date idea events.
I saw that. Your
You-
calendar's
you know,
awesome. I
and
want that on my
it's
website.
beautiful.
I'll be in contact with you.
What it reminds me of
Go
is
to some
that
of these things.
when you decide to go watch a movie, you pull up the website for that cinema location, and then you have all the big image of the cinema poster for that movie, then a little brief description. That's the same experience you have when you look at the HoustonYoungProfessional.com website, because you see all the event banners with the dates and the event description title, and you're like, well, that seems to be interesting. I'm not doing anything tomorrow between 11 and 1 o'clock, and that seems to be a luncheon. I'll go to this event. I even have faith-based events there too as well. So there's a lot for everybody.
Well, really quick, Freddie, why don't you give them the website one more time and tell them where to go, how to register for the event, and how to find you and meet you. I think that's really, if you want to make the time to meet someone that can help you in certain categories, certain style of business, again, a mentor of mine, someone that's been extremely helpful, and we give you the canned version here to some effect. But, I mean, I can go to Applebee's and order dinner, or I can go to a fine dining restaurant and I tell them exactly how I want them to make it. and no one's offended.
No.
If I tell Applebee's how to make it, they might get upset. Or a tailored suit, versus one off the rack. I mean, it's made for your business. It's made for who you are. These things take time, conversations.
They do.
You have to get to know someone to really know what their real goal is. Because sometimes I meet clients that they don't even know. Well, they've got 300 or 400 followers on their Facebook page, but they ask me to post 4 or 5 times a week. I'm like,
All they know is that they just want more business.
Yeah.
why would I
Yeah.
post 4 times a week to these 400 people? I keep scratching my head. It's like, well, that's your mom, girlfriend, friends, and sister, and you did business.
You're just in an echo chamber.
Yeah, and you've been in business 10 years. You know more people than this. These are your best friends. These are the people that really care and maybe employed here.
Right.
They're not going to buy your new refrigerator. I mean, not very likely. It's the people that we don't know.
That's right.
And I love the opportunity to have these networking and folks like you that can introduce us to folks we don't know. My following, I don't need to babysit those. We can give them a little bit, and they got all they need. They know what I do.
A little nudge.
Yeah,
Little
nudges on a regular, but we
Little
don't
nudge,
need to
little
beat
love,
them up.
that's what I mean.
They're going to
Yeah,
mute me.
no.
They're going to unfollow. They're
Exactly.
going to.
Exactly.
I can't hear about new refrigerators 5 times a week when I just bought one with a 20-year warranty. You know what I mean? But he's emailing me regularly about the new refrigerator coming out. I got one. I mean, it's like, man, it's like that 20-year on the infant bed.
You definitely have to be selective on what you communicate with.
Yeah,
right?
and I think that dissemination beyond ourselves is the real key to success, is introducing whatever you're offering to people you don't already know. I got to leave the island, to introduce the wares, whatever they may be. And I think you're a wonderful outlet to do that. And I think you bring a lot of opportunities and who it's fit for. They can find their place. There's a lot of good, like I said, little segments of business that you venture in that can really give a focus to each industry, and I think that's helpful because they can meet their own people. I mean, you don't necessarily need to know how to do thoracic surgery to have a medical event,
For sure.
but there's going to be doctors there, and those kind of influential people that they can meet, and I think that brings a lot. So, really quick, how do they get to hold of you?
So they can go to HoustonYoungProfessionals.com or they can go to theHoustonBusinessExpo.com. Has my information on both websites. If they're looking for great networking events, HoustonYoungProfessionals.com. If they're looking specifically for the Business Expo, theHoustonBusinessExpo.com.
Thank you, Freddie. I'm glad you came. You want to do a quick prayer and we'll get out of here?
I will do a quick prayer for all the business owners and business communities. Dear Lord, Heavenly Father, Jesus Christ, hear our prayer. We pray over all the business owners, all the fathers and mothers out there supporting their families. We pray over all the employees and everybody that's contributing and supporting to make the business successful. We pray over the customers that we are able to provide solutions and resources for all their needs. We pray this in Jesus' name. Amen.
Amen.
Amen. It's wonderful to meet you,
Thank
Freddie.
you, Freddie.
Thank you so much.
We'll be back after this, folks, with more of the Texas Ticket Show.
Lone Star Radio on my mind.
Car enthusiasts of Conroe, FM 104.5 and 106.1 Lone Star Community Radio invites you to shift into gear every Monday from 1 to 2 with Cruising Car Club Talk with Robert and Randy for news on all things automotive in the greater Houston-Conroe area. Can't make a live show? We've got you covered. You can find all of our uncut content, including full episodes on Spotify, iTunes, Play Store, YouTube, Facebook, and irlonestar.com. Again, that's Mondays 1 to 2, Cruising Car Club Talk with Robert and Randy. See you there.
Lone Star Radio on my mind.
Welcome back to the Texas Ticket Show. This is Armando, and I'm with Kayla Michelle.
What's up, guys? We're back, and we have an amazing guest coming
We
up.
do.
I know her. She's pretty great. I like her. She's awesome.
Rachel Newton, Twisted Parrot Luxury RV Resort on Walden Road here in Montgomery County, right off 105. You take Walden Road. People know where it is. Tell us a little bit about it, Rachel.
So we're right next to Margaritaville, and we are a new luxury RV resort. We have a almost 200 spots available for people to book.
Nice, wow.
And, yeah, a lot of spots, and a big pool to accommodate that, too. We can fit almost 30 people in our hot tub.
Stunning pool.
It is
Lake
beautiful.
and everything. I mean, there's all kinds of
Fire,
stuff.
lake, water.
Resort. It's a resort.
It's a resort. It's not
yeah.
what you think of like when you're younger going camping
all.
and you're like at an old RV, like it looks like it's been run down for 45 years.
And that's not always bad, though. Let's not throw rocks at
No,
those.
listen, I'm not. Love those guys. Hey, out there, love y'all. for that.
Terlingua is one of my
We
favorite
love that.
places to travel.
I'm just saying, if you live 30 minutes an hour outside of this place and you want to get away, this is like a vacation.
Yeah, the keyword's luxury, right?
Yes,
It's a
yes,
luxury
very
RV
luxury.
resort. I mean, because travelers know, it's kind of like that "all who wander are not lost" phrase, that I think it's on the wall in your place. The travelers know that, hey, a traveler's road's a traveler's
100%.
road, and to bring luxury to it is to make it a little more posh. But the traveler's not always expecting this, but some are. They have RVs out there that are just
Oh my
cost more than
gosh.
most homes.
Yeah, upwards of 2 million. Some of them. It's crazy. I was just about to say that. There's some of them that are more than a home. So it is definitely
Big, beautiful things. I mean, I'm like, wow.
And we do have the space to accommodate them. We are big rig friendly, so we are able to take those big rigs in.
Man, and you've got that special turnaround up front, which one of the thoughts were, how are you ever going to turn around? Leave it to the resort to figure it out. They can turn around right there in the front area. You have that full turnaround gate with a double, huge, massive opening gate that can let them. And it's a private property, right? It's a private resort.
So we have a contract, we have a agreement with Margaritaville. So we do have a partnership with them, but we're not associated with them. So everything's private. It makes it really nice. We can add a lot of special touches to it. We have a petting zoo that has been a recent addition to the park.
Really cool.
We have a duck and a lamb currently.
The lamb.
So it is luxury, but we also have some fun things for the kids. So it's definitely a Twisted Parrot kind of vibe.
They've got a putting green. I mean, they've got that.
Man, that little lamb was just following everybody around. And
His name is Euro. He doesn't know what it means.
And the duck, I was like, okay, so where'd you get this duck? She just go buy it. She goes, oh, no, I got it when it was about 3 days old.
At the Tractor Supply.
I'm like, what?
I love it.
The duck just follows her around everywhere she goes,
I love it.
So I was talking to Paul, who's one of your band members,
Yes.
whenever we were walking over here, and he told me that on his first radio show, he brought a chicken. And I was like, why didn't you tell me to bring Mallory? Up
that'd
here, the
been
Mallory,
great.
the Mallard. She could have been, he was like,
That would've
my
been
chicken
amazing.
was, I was like, next time.
We could have brought a duck in there. And
I didn't either until he said that about the chicken.
So one time I used to help out the Sigma Chi's over at Sam Houston State when it came time to beer drinking competitions. And at some point, I was the number 1 12-ounce beer drinker in Montgomery County.
Look at that.
Yeah. So Sam Houston State brought
Royalty
Sigma
over here.
Chi brought me in, and we went to the Phi Delta Upsilon house over at the University of Houston for a competition.
I know both of those.
Right now, the Phi Delta Upsilon have a mascot, and it's the duck.
I did not know that.
Yeah.
That is
So
awesome.
after winning the competition, I was given a room, a suite in the Phi Delta Upsilon house out off Beltway 8 in Houston, where they have the bathrooms open air. I'm like, wow, there's no roof in this bathroom. I'm like, well, you can see outside there's a tree coming partially in the restroom, and it's fully functional. And you can tell all the toiletries are there.
amazing.
It's being
Yeah.
used on the
Yeah.
regular. It's open. Yeah, we're not going to fix that. I'm like, no. But as soon as I get out of the bathroom, I got my towel on. I'm coming out after getting my shower and thinking, how odd is this? And there is a duck in the bathroom just standing there like he's on top of the toilet. Just
hanging out.
hey, what's up? You
Chilling.
think can I get in there?
That's all
Oh,
I'm saying.
she loves the bathtub.
Yeah, he wanted in. I could tell. This duck wants in there. He's like, oh, they're running the water. Thank goodness. I'll be there in a minute. Yeah. And they were just, wow.
They're actually really smart. It's crazy. They're pretty smart for birds. But
It was
so
interesting.
come meet Mallory the Mallard, and you're the lamb, and Gracie the dog, and
What is the square footage there? How large is that place?
so the clubhouse is 17,000 square feet.
Dang.
I think we're on about 35 acres, 40 acres total.
Amazing. It's so awesome.
And you
guys.
do private events?
We do.
Okay, like what kind of private events?
So I just had somebody come in for a wedding. They're not going to do the wedding on site, but they're going to have us bus them. We have a Twisted Parrot bus, a shuttle.
Oh.
So they're going to use the Twisted Parrot shuttle to go to the wedding and trailer people back and forth. And then they're going to stay there, which is really fun. I haven't had one of those yet. And then the rallies. We've had birthday parties.
Nice.
Yeah, a little
But
bit of everything.
you also have a restaurant. Is this going to be open to the public or just for guests of the
Yes.
private resort?
It will be open to the public. It will be open starting next week. We're going to start doing a soft opening.
You sure?
And that will be open to the public.
100%, 50%,
So is that
75%.
we're-
Ask me
have
next
that.
week. I'm just kidding. Next week we will be doing like a soft opening. I would say that we are having our grand opening on 4th of July, and that's when I'm really confident that everything
Okay.
will be put into place.
Okay, very cool.
Are you intending on doing any kind of fireworks show or anything? Or
So we are surrounded by fireworks. On New Year's, it came from every direction.
it
right
will
there.
again. Yeah, Walden does one over at the yacht club, and it has just been packed. And but you can see it from anywhere.
That's going to be a great spot to see.
The entire lake.
So many
Beautiful.
all around the whole lake. I can't tell you how many shows. I'm like, oh look, there's a show. Well, there's nothing over there. Mm-hmm. I wonder who's doing that.
And we're doing one. So we're doing one. And then I'm sure Margaritaville will do one. And then I think Lake Conroe. So like New Year's, I think I saw 4 different shows like on top of us. So it was really, really pretty.
Yeah, it's beautiful.
Really nice.
And a really neat evening. You also have an event coming up. Let's talk about this from Memorial Day coming up. And tell us a little bit about that.
So that's coming up on Memorial Day. Kayla's going to be singing with us. So
I
come
am.
check
I'm
her
so
out.
excited.
She is amazing.
You're going to sing for that?
Yeah, me. Kayla, so I'm Kayla Michelle, guys, singer, but part of the band of Outside the Fire, and then Stephen Marsh will also be singing. So
Okay.
really,
and
really
and
excited.
Outside the Fire, it's got a medley of guys who have, from John Denver they've played
I mean,
with.
guys,
to
they've played with George Jones, Johnny Cash, George Strait, John Denver. I mean, anyone you can think
America.
of, they've played with them.
It's a who's who list for sure, and they're all on one stage.
And they're
there.
just great humans. Like we
One
talked
lot of
earlier.
energy. It was so strong. I mean, they had spirit.
Mm-hmm.
You need to come and go through the motions, but people can tell.
Yeah.
Hey, this is show 186. I know you're diehard fans that watched all of them, but you can kind of see, it sucked the life out of them
Oh,
at
yeah.
some point. You need a
They're-
break, and then
they're
you go back
incredible
on
people.
tour again. These guys were fresh, strong, brought a lot of energy, and you did as well, Kayla. So
you so
she'll be
much.
playing Memorial Day and July 4th, you said?
Yes,
Okay.
yes.
All right, fabulous. And you can catch that at a public event over at the Twisted Parrot Luxury RV Resort on Walden Road. But if I could pause you there, why don't you play something for us? I think you had "Fix You Two" by Megan Maroney, and
do
you
a
wanted
little
to
song right now
play a
for
little,
you
sing a
guys.
little something.
A little something,
Show them what we're working with.
All right.
Ladies and gentlemen, Megan Mahoney's "Fix You Two," sung by Kayla Michelle.
That's me. My check engine light's been on for a couple weeks. Whole kitchen shakes when I run that washing machine. By the looks of the ceiling, there's rain getting in through the roof. I don't wanna have to fix you too. And maybe we could be something somewhere down the road. I know that a younger me couldn't sit here now, tell those green eyes no, you're a fixer-upper if there ever was. I need some work myself to tell you the truth. And I don't wanna have to fix you too. And I can teach you how to love a woman like me. Wouldn't be my first or second time. Got a few tricks up my sleeve. Keep taking the broken and hoping that I won't be you. And I don't wanna have to fix you too. And maybe we could be something somewhere down the road. And I know that a younger me couldn't sit here now, tell those green eyes no, you're a fixer-upper if there ever was. I need some work myself, tell you the truth. I don't wanna have to fix you too. When you get your stuff together and your edges ain't so rough, when you done a little digging, done a little growing up, maybe we could be something somewhere down the road. And I know that a younger me couldn't sit here now, tell those green eyes no, you're a fixer-upper if there ever was. I need some work myself to tell you the truth. I don't wanna have to fix you too. And I don't wanna have to fix you too. Woo! Thank you guys.
Wow.
Thank you so much.
Man, that's outstanding.
I
It's
got the chills
outstanding.
twice. Like I was like, it's happening again.
I paid her to say that.
Just
Remind me of
happened
your
again.
Venmo again. I gotta send you some cash.
I didn't send you some cash.
Well, maybe it's cold in here. It's just, I don't know. It got really chilly. What is that? Somebody let the window open. Well, shut the front door. That was good. You're good.
so much.
You know, and you can catch that over at Memorial Day at the Twisted Parrot Luxury RV Resort. Now, how do they get tickets? How do you go to this event?
So we have it on Eventbrite, so you can purchase tickets through Eventbrite before the event, and then you can also purchase them at site.
Okay, so you could just show up. And you get information like this on your Facebook page.
Yes, sir. You sure can.
Where's
Our
that?
Facebook is the best way to reach us. It has the most up-to-date pictures. It's at Twisted Parrot Luxury RV Resort.
Facebook/Twisted Parrot Luxury RV Resort. Okay, cool.
Double check myself.
Yeah. It is. Okay.
Thanks for that.
Yeah, Rachel, I've one, the crawfish was amazing. Two, the place was really cool and everything's
just
brand new.
gorgeous.
What's
I
not to
loved
like?
it.
You know, and then three, the music was a home run.
So good.
The team was so cool. You and your sister and everybody else, so friendly, so personable. And
The duck and the lamb and the dog.
I think that
It
was it.
helped.
It's the personable. Like you guys were just, it just felt like family.
Oh, thank you.
Yeah,
Did
kid
get
friendly,
that.
family friendly, but still fun. You know, at night you want to go back to the pool, swim at bar.
But you
Kids
know,
go to bed. It's
I didn't
fun,
really
you know?
see a lot of kids except for the ones there for the event. And you know, part of me is like okay with that.
I mean, I love my kids, right? But it's time for them to go.
Then all the kids
go
are
to
over at
sleep,
the
you
pool
know?
at Margaritaville.
Yeah, that's what it is.
Yeah.
It's adult time.
It seems more adultish.
Get some rays,
is.
drink
I got
some
a more
sun.
adultish
I just said
feel.
drink some
A
sun.
little more Twisted Parrot.
I think the place had facilities and has those for when kids come, and of course those times will
Yeah,
come
it's
for
great.
everyone. But I think one of the attractions to me was and you know, there's not like a slide. You know, there's not
Yeah, it
like
was very much made for, like,
toys and
luxury.
gyms to
Yes.
play. You know, it's not. It still had, you know, there's bikes, golf carts, all the fun stuff that kids can do. And I know you're going to stock the pond, they can fish and do all these other things. But the focus seemed like it's well placed. I mean, usually the travelers are, you know, different age bracket, different lifestyle, and that, you know, my daughter wants to see Paris, but I told her, you know, well, you better plan when you're going to have children, you know, and what does that matter?
Yeah.
It's really difficult to take an infant to Paris, and
It
probably
really
not
is.
as
Oh,
fun.
Parrots. I thought you said parrots. I was like, one of our
Parrots.
residents has a parrot. If you need her to come see a parrot.
No!
I thought you said parrots. I'm
She's like, listen, I got an index of all the animals here.
Yeah.
Just let me know what you want to see, guys.
Wow,
All
I
right.
forgot
Paris.
where
I
I
want to
was,
see Paris
yeah.
too. I'm going in September, actually.
Oh,
yes.
fantastic! Yeah,
So I understand that.
And I just tell her, you know, you'd be more liberal to make these decisions when you want to versus when you can. You know, and not that one's better than the other. One supersedes in any way. Don't mistake in that. It really, I just, you know, plan it. You know, and so I think travelers know these things. They plan accordingly, and you know, there's a time and a place, and they plan long before. You know, like I'm going to tell you what road trip we're taking next year.
Yes.
Yeah. You know.
Plan it.
Yeah, they're
for
planned.
sure.
It's totally strategic. Every step, every stop, every stay, and so how do you work with people that are traveling around like this? How do you meet them? I mean, what if they start in New York and they want to come to Texas? How do you know? I mean,
So honestly, they find us, but also like with the rally, like you're talking about planning in advance. The Airstream rallies are talking about planning for September 2026. So some people are planning super far in advance, but the people that are on the road, we've had a lot of people from Canada stop by on their way back to Canada.
where are they coming from? Mexico?
So the people that I like specifically am referring to came from Margaritaville in Bolivar. So they kind of made their way
Bolivar
back up,
Island,
and then they go
yeah.
to Tennessee. So they just make their little stops and they have their route. But yeah, most of them have their little route. And then so to get on that route has been what we're trying to do is get on that route. Because once people come, they always want to come back.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
I'm ready to come back. If I wasn't singing, I'm ready to come back.
Did you have an RV at any point travel around like this? Does your parents travel a lot like this with you?
No,
Like
not at all.
Like the Partridge Family, y'all are all on one big bus together. You probably played the ukulele. Your little
Millers.
sisters,
No.
the Millers. Your sisters back there with the fiddle.
You would think then we have 5,000 animals.
Mom
in the trailer,
sings
right?
in the front. Yeah,
No.
dad's on drums. No.
No, we didn't do much traveling in RVs when we were younger. It kind of became more of a thing with COVID.
Yeah.
We saw it rising, and it was the only way to really get out and stuff.
Yeah.
So that's kind of where he saw the need for another park down here. That was
And you mean your
luxury.
father?
Yes.
What's his name?
Phil.
Phil. Okay. Phil Newton.
Phil with a P. Not Bill. Phil.
And I can remember our trips real vividly, and it's so much more goes on in my life as the chapters turn that I think I lose. And you only remember what you remember. You forgot a lot.
Yeah.
Isn't that crazy?
Yeah, you forgot a lot. And some of these, and what good is the time and money we spend on our family and loved ones if they can't remember it anyway?
For sure.
So as a father, I always think about, what actions I think will have a memorable part of their lives and what are collaborated memories, like Dad always made homemade bread, man, we're going to get those homemade biscuits, and okay, well, I could be the biscuit dad, at some point when I'm gone, at least I remember something, but that was just a regular day-to-day thing.
Vacations are what kids remember.
Yeah,
They
these
really do.
these shocking road trips and travel trips and things like that bring those. They're so impressionate, and I can vividly remember. I can't tell you how many conversations I've reflected on those trips and those, which was
Oh, yeah.
3 days.
Oh, yeah.
3 days in 2008. And I can remember it perfectly.
I remember, like, as a kid, do you guys remember what an Astrovan was? Yeah, my parents had an Astrovan. My mom would take out all the seats, blow open her mattress, put our Super Nintendo in there, and road trip. Me and
God.
Sean,
That
my brother,
sounds
we
like a
thought
good
that was
time.
like, and I know they're going to watch this and he's going to laugh, but we thought that was the greatest thing. But I'll tell you what, my kids, we were at they got us an amazing RV to stay for the weekend when we performed. And my kids were seriously like, Mom, hear us out. We could.
The Astrovan
We could
sucks.
just we could just live in one of these and get rid of the house. And I'm like, guys, we can't live in one of these, but this is fun to stay at. Yes.
I know a place you can come.
We're coming. We'll be there. I love it.
Man, outstanding. And those things are, we'd pull over, get your sandwich at the rest stop, and
yeah.
now it's got to be all posh, and all those, it's like,
But it's how you keep those old school morals with your kids. Like,
It
we
is.
still do stuff that I would
That's
do.
so true.
I want to unplug them so bad.
Yeah.
I want to put their phones in my gun safe. Here's another thing you're not going to touch.
So crazy. They're glued to him
It really
now.
is. It really is.
It's nice to disconnect them, and really, I think it's good for the whole family, not just the people that are abusing this connection.
sure,
Because
for sure.
those that aren't typically doing that get a chance to connect with them. And like when the power goes out.
I love it.
Yeah.
We just how old they are.
Hasn't yet.
They all get scared. They want to run in the room. Like, this is great. Bonding time.
So on your is there power to these slots? Sure. Yeah.
Yes. So everyone has full hookups, power, electricity, sewer hookups. They also have their concrete pads, so you don't have to worry about getting stuck if it rains or anything like that. And we really did try and make everything very luxurious. Like the showers are bigger than my office.
I was just going to say that those showers that they have for complimentary showers and washer and dryer, the showers are huge.
I brought 2 or 3 influencers with me to the event, and they wanted me to. I'm like, no. No,
I was
we're
asking
not.
one. They're like, yeah, we call it like a party shower. I was like,
Yeah, could you get in there? We'll
easy.
get in there. We'll
I
get a
got some
few
music
shots.
on,
I'm
I
like,
was just
no.
sitting there. I was
No one's
like,
getting in
"No one
there.
can see me."
Getting in there and taking a few shots. I'm like, what the hell are you talking about? No, this is a family show.
I love it. It was great. It was
I
great.
know. What's going on? You get in there and I'll take a few shots. Weirdo. I'm like, that what? You said it first. Yeah, I say it. It's totally plane crash. It was terrible. I can't say anything, even if I repeat it back to you. Anyway, so Memorial Day, tell me date and time, and one more time on the event over at Twisted Parrot.
So Memorial Day, we actually have a DJ for Friday and Saturday, and then they're gonna play on Sunday.
Yes.
We're so excited to have them back on Sunday.
We can't wait.
So it'll be an event filled weekend. We have the pool open at 10. So pretty much anytime after that, you're welcome to come and hang out. I know that they have they're doing a crawfish food truck that has like raving reviews. My brother-in-law sent it to me earlier today, and it looks really, really good.
that's
so
awesome.
I'm excited.
Yay for us.
So, do you know the difference between Memorial Day and Veterans Day?
No.
Memorials were the remembrance, right? But veterans,
Someone has passed.
Yeah, someone
Yeah.
has passed.
Veterans,
And
someone
veterans we
served.
still celebrate someone who served and still
Or
serving.
is serving. Yeah,
Yes.
yeah. So, with acknowledgement and respects to both sides, it's really nice to make a difference and to be clear on that
I love
difference.
that,
Yeah,
yeah.
because those that understand, my son's a Marine, ex-Marine. He just got out, and I said, "You're a Marine for life." And our family served in a lot of different ways in the U.S. military and in different branches, from Department of Justice all the way to Air Force, Navy. My brother's Navy and a few others in there. But they all make it really clear. And it seems like a civilian gap where we're just ignorant, and I don't want to be, and so in an effort to make sure that everybody's well informed for those that have passed in the line of service. So it is that respect that we give there and what we do for Memorial Day, and it's celebrated on the 26th. That's on Monday though, isn't it? Mm-hmm. So when's the party?
Sunday.
Sunday, and then
Okay.
we're kind of anticipating people will leave out on Monday and then get back to work on Tuesday.
Yeah, nobody's got to work
so,
Monday.
yeah.
It's just great, so they
Party
can
Sunday. No,
Party
Sunday will be a thing.
Yeah, and I always think about that as such a I don't know. I heard all these different things about veterans and how they work, and then there's a whole group of disabled veterans that have their own area of care and respect and camaraderie with other military.
Right.
Take them out, go do something with them. They need that more than your check. And and I've like Cody Hibbard takes them hunting,
Yes.
and a few other guys take them on different projects and different trips and do things with different veterans. I was at the Charlie Diggs's Mudbug Music Festival in Montgomery, Texas, and there are like 8 motorcycle guys, and they're all Marine jackets on and cut the sleeves, and they've got this guy in a wheelchair in between them with the Marine badge on it, and they're
so
all.
cool.
They're all arm in arm, and man, it's just a really touching thing. I mean, that one really got me, and I was like, man, these guys, they love him. You could tell.
It's awesome.
I'd rather be that guy. Man, it's a really cool feeling. So a great opportunity to share that love with a veteran and to reflect on those that have passed and give respects. But and you can do that in a lot of ways.
Yeah,
there's a
for
whole
sure.
lot of ways.
You definitely can.
I want to thank you for coming on the show today and visiting with us.
Thank you for having me.
And one more time on that website too, we can direct them to.
So you go to www.twistedparrotrvresort.com/book now.
Okay. And then you can get your spot there, come out and visit, come out from Memorial Day and just hang out and enjoy some live music.
Have a great time.
And have a great time.
So
and
relaxing. Bring
there's
your
going to be
suit.
food. Yeah, you're going to swim. Don't
Yes.
necessarily bring a shirt. It's not necessary. I didn't bring one in my last visit.
Gotta bring a suit. All right.
Must have a swimsuit. It's family
no
oriented.
shirt, no shoes, no problems, but you got to wear a suit.
Yeah,
All right.
suits are mandatory, unfortunately.
And you get full
but
service
fortunately.
Yes.
with no shoes, no shirt.
Yes, you do.
It's all at the pool. You can hang out.
That's right.
Swimsuits are required.
Yes.
but
We're going to do the Punch
shoes
Your
are not.
Texas Ticket segment of the show where we talk about some local events. Right after this, folks, we'll be right back with more of the Texas Ticket. Every Friday, tune into Texas Ticket on Conroe's 104.5 and 106.1 FM with Armando Nino of Gull Lake Conroe, focusing on Montgomery County area events and places. Get a feel of the Texas spirit at the event, paired with guest and vendor interviews, event coverage, and ticket giveaways, and so much more. Join us Fridays and punch your Texas ticket. For more information on the show, visit irlonestar.com/Texas Ticket. Welcome back to the Texas Tickets. Armando. I'm with Kayla and Michelle for the Punch Your Texas Ticket segment.
Come
of the
on.
show. You punch that sucker, become a little more Texan every day when you come out and do some of these things, and then some of them are just a little local. But I'm going to run through them pretty quick. We run short on time, and we were hoping to get a little bit more something for you to finish our
Hey, I
show
would love
off.
to sing another song for you.
Right on.
That'd be great.
So one of the special topics I wanted to bring up is Conroe Parks and Recreations does a free concert over at the Heritage Park Place here at 500 Metcalf Street. And June 5th, we got Mr. Wonderful, the 80s experience. And Mr. Wonderful is typically Elton John.
Yeah.
Elton John.
Yeah.
And again, July 10th, Texas Eagles Band will be out there, a tribute band, and catch those guys. The Pine Market Concert Series is on the Woodforest Thoroughfare over there. It used to be
I know what you're talking
Kayla,
about.
but
Yeah.
you go down and go over the thoroughfare.
Yes.
Anyway, they have a band rotating out there. CC Rider Band takes the stage and plays some Motown and soul May 16th. And
That's
this
awesome.
is Pine Market Avenue at Woodforest. And that's a free admission. Both those concerts are free. Oh, free. You can go out and check that out. Brass Rock by Brass Inferno. Sings Chicago, Santana, Elton John, and some Texas craft beer going on over there at Deep Roots Vineyard. That's all the way down 105 past Plantersville, a little past Bernhardt Winery on your right-hand side. You can go catch those guys out there and see the Deep Roots website for more information. Right now the Triple Crown's been going on May 3rd. We had an opportunity, the first at bat. Like last year, there was no Triple Crown winner, right? So nobody won all three. We're hoping to see one of these. You can catch May 17th. The Preakness Stakes starts, and the Belmonts will be on June 7th. The Table at Medley, right downtown Conroe here at 316 Medley Street. Table at Medley's doing Rodell Duff, his debut at the Table at Medley, 7:30 to 9, May 9th. I think that'll be tomorrow.
It's a fun place.
Yeah.
It's a good place.
Cody Joe Hodges bringing that Joy. Yeah, he'll be at the Table at Medley come May 14th, 7:30 to 9 o'clock. Tickets are on sale now for that. Cody Joe Hodges is an amazing show, a lot of fun, great artist. He
Super
works
fun.
with his wife. Really love the guy. He's on our Christmas album. The 8 National Competition, May 16th and 18th, the Lone Star Convention Center. You can go out and catch that there here at Conroe, the Lone Star Convention Center. Watch, participate. I know they have a series of events, but you can come watch and these young ladies dance and these young men put on their performances that are just outstanding. They plan all their whole lives. Like they didn't plan a year, 6 months. They've been doing their whole lives, and it shows. The Crawfish Critic Cook-Off. This is coming on May 16th and 17th. Wade Fish is going to be out there. Our local boy Wade
That's
Fish.
going to be good.
The Crawfish Critic is going to be out there. Another local fellow, Christian Waldo. He'll be out there doing his thing.
See him posting his stuff all the time.
And he knows stuff when it comes to this, and he's got a great crowd. Stale Cracker, Wade Fishes, Cooking with the Cajuns. That's going to be a lot of fun. We're going to be out there for that one. The Classic Truck Throwdown. Wow. The Cluckety Cluck Throwdown is at June 7th to 8th. Classic Truck. And really, that's all we had. I wanted Victory for Veterans is next month, the first Saturday of the month, and it kicks off at Hunger Crush Cafe. We're going to focus on that a little bit, and I know he's probably going to be on some of our other shows. What else we got? Mother's Day, don't forget, is May 11th.
Don't forget your moms.
Armed Forces Day, May 18th. And that's to all armed forces for the service and the sacrifice of American men and women. Memorial Day for those that we've lost in the U.S. Armed Forces. Now, but there's also the Twisted Parrot Resort event that you're going to be playing at.
Yes.
And I'll let you take over from here.
Yeah. Hey, guys. Kayla Michelle here. Outside the Fire is an incredible band. We talked about them earlier with myself, Kayla Michelle, and Stephen Marsh. We're going to be singing at Twisted Parrot on Sunday, May 25th. Also, our next show is this Saturday at 403 Eats and Tomball Guys Food Trucks, live music. It's going to be wonderful. You can find tickets at 403 Eats on Facebook or Outside the Fire. We have tickets on there as well. And I'd love to sing another song for you. You guys will let me. I just want to say thank you, Lone Star community. And
play us out. Play us out.
All
Thank
right,
you.
let's do it.
See you guys next week. We'll play it out with some nice music.
I've been dreaming, I've been driving, trying to stay between the lines of who I am, who I used to be. I've been living and I've been losing and walking miles in different shoes and finding out I can't run from me. If I ever get a little too far, I remember where I left my heart. Can't take the home out of Oklahoma. It's where my soul was born to be. No matter where I'm going, I'm a wild wind blowing, just a rolling like a tumbleweed. Can't take the home out of Oklahoma, but you can't take it out of me.
sky is crying and mama's calling. I've been painting, paint is falling. I'm still feeling.